Hey everybody, clearing, Desuka. All right, so this is going to be a Divine Feminine check-in, and on the pre-shuffle, I was hearing or praying, what can the Divine Feminine benefit from knowing? And the Four of Wands flipped around in a weird way, and I heard seeing union in a different light. So let's have a look at what we can for how the Divine Feminine is currently thinking of union energies, interpreting union energies in all the usual, the way that we're thinking of the connection and our counterpart, feeling on the heart space for the connection and our counterpart, what we want to manifest, all of that usual daily inquiry. Also, we're going to look at what can the Divine Feminine be aware of in the connection from a higher perspective. And we'll see if that's in contrast or the same as how the feminines are looking at it. I saw 111. And we're going to also look at the emotions that are being processed or coming up for the feminines. Now that's going to be interesting to see how that's happening versus, you know, the way the feminines are viewing union energies versus maybe the way higher perspective can come in here and show. The emotions might be positive or suffering based on the accuracy there. I'm curious. And then the energetics. What will happen in the physical as we ground the unions from the energetic realms more into the physical? Okay, how are the feminines viewing the connections right now? Three of Wands, they're keeping an open mind. I got nothing. It's like they're in uncharted territory where they don't have an assumption about what's going on, why it's going on that way, where it's going. They're just kind of entertaining the idea that they want to be co-pilot with the divine. What is actually happening? There's some sweetness, some emotional, gentle energy coming in. So the feminines are in receptive mode. So feminines are open to receive whatever is meant, and the divine is saying this is bringing in sweetness into the connections. A presence. What is the emotion associated with this? Happiness. I'm aware that being happy means I'm on the right path. So instead of filling in the blanks, yeah, feminines nailing it. There is a beautiful opening to happiness rather than expectations, and that is allowing more of this sweet, grateful, gentle, present energy to come in. What is this doing in the physical? Spiritual sovereignty, astral travel, timelessness. So this is actually feminines taking happiness into our own hands, and therefore karma, spiritual sovereignty, talks about being accountable for our own energy. It's like the serenity prayer, when we have the wisdom to know what is our responsibility and what is truly somebody else's, and to be able to handle that appropriately. The order is restored, the balance is brought in, happiness is evident. So yeah, how are the feminines perceiving the connections at this time, or their counterpart? Five of Wands with a lot going on. So divine feminines might feel like their masculine has been pulled away to deal with a group of people or as part of something, friends, family, work, social. Something is going on where the feminines feel like the masculines are finding their own in a group, or that a group is pulling the masculines away from focusing on these connections. What is the higher perspective? Learning what to invest in. So if your masculine feminines has got a lot going on with a particular group of people, they are learning what is worthy to invest in or not. It's not that they are preferring that group over you. It's that they're learning this lesson of what warrants truly investing their time, energy, finances into, and what doesn't feel appropriate to them. Something in this Mercury retrograde must have brought some patterns back for their consideration. What is the energy the feminines are processing? Loneliness in the reverse. So I know that I'm never alone, but loneliness. This is a period of time where you're learning that if your masculine isn't showing up, that they do genuinely have their own sovereign journey. And it's not a rejection of you feminines. It's an independent pursuit, but you're not alone in this. Your connection works back and forth between the two of you. What is the energetic card? Hydrogen atom consciousness, beginning in faith. Wow, I just heard this is where real faith-based navigation of relationship steps into the physical. When you truly see that your masculine is not rejecting you by being over there doing whatever they need to do to learn their lessons, it no longer becomes something that you're disadvantaged by. It now becomes something that is benefiting and supporting both of you to an increase of independence. You're independently seeing how you can navigate your life without feeling disadvantaged by your masculine not being there. And your masculine is seeing how they don't need to uphold the group status quo in order to feel like they are successful. They can follow their heart. They don't need to be a cookie cutter of that group ideology I just heard. What can we see for how the feminines are perceiving the heart space of this connection? High Priestess, they have a deep sense of knowing right now. What is a higher perspective? These are eternal changes coming into the physical. So things are not being juggled. The feminines are keeping up their end of this energetic bargain. They're aligning with eternal love. And so the masculines are able to just be, because the feminines are not in an imbalance. So what's going on is there's a balancing in the connection because the feminines have stepped into their High Priestess embodiment of the knowing. And so they're not putting anything on the masculines, which is allowing the masculines to come to a balance on their own. What is the emotion associated? Purpose. I know what I'm here to do. Now that's in the inverse. So both counterparts may not know fully what they're here to do. That will come. And so everything has steps in the process. Right now, there is an anchoring of faith, a new kind of faith-based navigation, a balancing between the two, and this curiosity about purpose or what that's going to look like unfolding into the future is kind of entering stage left because of the balance coming in. When we're accountable with a little, we're accountable with more. So if we can balance out ourselves and then these connections, the themes, and to the degree that we can do that is translated out into the world where we influence and interact with the world at large. So we become balancing acts for the world as we come into balance, and so on and so on. What is the energetic? Spiral of life, movement, opening and unfolding. So basically this is like the spiral of channeling as we come from this seat of consciousness where we have faith and we trust and we have mercy and humility, compassion. This gives our counterparts permission to do the same. It's a tandem effort. And that also translates out to humanity, seeing examples and having that encouragement. And it just unfolds. What can we see for how the feminines are viewing their counterpart on the heart space? They see their counterpart as very close to this ultimate healing and balance coming in, but they do see some things that still legitimately need to be harnessed. what is actually going on, it's deepening into more than friends. So if you've seen any kind of outbursts or emotions or imbalances, this is actually a sign that your counterpart is coming out of the friend zone and deepening into more of a romantic connection with you. Part of the reason that it may not be moving forward fully is because these gatekeeper energies of imbalance that have guarded their heart from the past need to be balanced and reconciled before the love can be entrusted. So that doesn't mean that these things aren't going to emerge. They kind of have to be aired, dirty laundry aired, these outdated programs, the fear responses. In these connections, there's safety for those things to come up, to be released, to be demonstrated, and then forgiven. And so it's because your counterpart is becoming more intimately connected to you, feminines, that some of these hidden imbalances are coming up to be seen. What is the emotion here? Adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So that's not just these immediate occurrences and how we navigate them as couples, but it's also the karmic imprinting and all of us beautiful souls that have incarnated into very challenging karmic pathways so that we can overcome and bring those solutions to humanity. There's an embrace of the big picture, but on multiple different dimensions here. What is happening in the physical? Chamber of communication, correspondence, declaration, and telepathy. So there will be an increase of communication coming into these connections as these imbalances are seen and released and forgiven, and the love is deepening. This will usher in new levels of interaction with communication, declarations of love, gratitude. Also, any confusion will begin to find voice in a more balanced way. Telepathic communication doesn't just happen when we're at a distance. It also happens while we're communicating in the physical. So if there are any imbalances coming up, please be aware that you will either buy into it or not based on being able to tune into the core truth, the heart of love in your person. Anything is safe to be expressed that needs to be seen in some capacity. And if you are energetically connected with your person, if those things are not genuine, you will be able to tell that you're not buying into them, that you can truly hold space for those things. And that's the energetic telepathic connection. You might even go so far as to hear their higher self saying, I'm just blowing off steam. I'm acting out. Please don't take me seriously right now. I can't even take myself seriously right now. You might start to see through the masks. And so utilize your discernment here so that you do not need to have an eye for an eye or ricochet or retaliate if anything comes up that doesn't feel totally balanced. We're learning about energy, and we're learning that we don't have to take on other people's things. We can truly hold space without having to make it about us. What can we see for the feminine's wishes to manifest here? The moon. The feminines want to fully embody femininity, is what I'm getting from that. This can also be that the feminines are focused on emotional balance, hormonal balance, the connection between the two, the mystery, being comfortable with uncertainty, looking to higher guidance, knowing there's a cosmic plan, being in meditation. What can we see? So yeah, this is that karmic release for the masculines right now. So the feminines may think their masculine is a mystery right now. They may feel like they are the way the moon feels when the sun is behind the earth. But there is a reminder that there are legitimate things being cleared in the lives of the masculines right now in preparation for union. What is the energy? Denial in the inverse. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So feminines, the moon can be a very deep awareness. It can also be blinders on and shrouded. So you are allowed to, permitted through your process, to let go of ego and projections and mental constructs that would try to attempt to define what's going on. And you can drop into your heart to feel and bring acute awareness to whatever question you have on your mind. When you ask, it is given, but the emotions that you're able to access, color it with an energetic quality. So fear is an ego mind program. Awareness is a heart-based assessment, is what I'm getting from that. What are the energetics coming into the physical? Acceleration, stimulation, and excitation. So we're moving through some density and things could very well be speeding up here. There's progress. I heard rapid fire progress coming in right now because of the way the counterparts are taking action and perceiving at this time. I'm hearing the astrology has a factor in it. What is the action the feminines see? They see the masculines overcoming their abandonment wound, or the abandonment wound having been played out with some sort of an imbalanced energy. What is really going on? Unconditional love is being chosen through the myriad of other options. So sometimes we chalk it up to some other things. Right now, the unconditionally loving way to look at it is that your masculine will be coming through their rite of passage and that life is a work in progress. So it's not that they are abandoning you or being overwhelmed or succumbing to fear or self-sabotage. This really does say, feminines, love wins the day, keep believing. What is the emotion here? Abundance. I'm a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in the physical reality. So you may think that your masculine is overwhelmed or not doing too well, but this is a message to bring it back into focus as a love-based awareness, and that this is the beginning, this ending of disintegration is the beginning of thriving and this abundance. Keep your eyes set on that abundance. What is the energetic card? Spiritual gifts, mystery, enchantment, and secrets. So this is the temple of the moon goddess, chamber of initiation. So you are putting down your fear on a whole new level, feminines, and daring to believe in this story of abundant overcoming. And when you can envision that, you better believe that you do come from a totally different lexicon, I heard, but vocabulary, decision-making process, vibe, everything that you do from a more love-based place adds value to the universe. Everything that you do from fear detracts. Emotional fear. Now, I'm not saying don't respond to 911 type of things, but let's move on. What can we see for the biggest challenge that the feminines are perceiving? They feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect in the telepathic connection. Now I'm getting that that may be because it's coming into the physical. But what is it? Yeah, things are moving forward. This is such a beautiful message. I almost said it out before. So you might not be perceiving the telepathic connection because you're becoming one. It's more one and the same. And then we have this chariot where the two horses have consolidated into one. The two shall become one. So the biggest challenge is being able to have the level of discernment that if you're not feeling this telepathic stuff anymore, that it's coming into the physical. And for those who are not actually aligning with someone, that you're not deluding yourself, that it's not just you. So there are two kind of messages there. Some you are unifying on the energetic realms, and that's a prerequisite for it to come into physical union. And for some, just a very few, this isn't your person and you're meant to go forward alone. Only your heart knows for sure which one that is for you. If you don't know, stay with it until you do. But stay open to other possibilities and make sure you're not clinging out of ego. What can we see for the emotion here? Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So just because you're not feeling movement energetically doesn't mean it's not moving into a primarily physical expression at this time. What can we see for the energetic card? Form, structure, foundation, cosmology. So yes, there's an energetic cosmology, structure, foundation that is a prerequisite for these things to crystallize in the physical. What can we see for the solution? Page of Pentacles, being present, being aware, being curious, being open, being perceptive to what is happening. So the feminines are feeling that's what the solution is for them. Higher guidance, feel it to heal it. So yeah, looking at the things that have been carpet swept, looking at the things that haven't felt right, that can be that the masculines are beginning to weave beautiful stories. I'm hearing they're going to switch it up on you, feminines. If you think your masculine is in this melancholy, all of a sudden they're going to perk up and surprise you. So just stay on your toes. Expect the unexpected. What can we see for the emotion? Friendship, another card of friendship coming in the inverse. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason, so don't resign yourself to simply being friends with this person. It's more than friends. Put it's more than friends in the comment if you made it this far and it resonates. Okay, chamber of regeneration, creation, multiplication, and growth. Yeah, so it's more than friends. It's this perpetual motion machine. When two like-minded people align, similar frequency and heart, it can be exponential growth. So this more than friends, we've had to establish the friendship level so that this more than friends energy can come through. But we have to establish trust, and true friendship is trust. What can we see for the near future that the feminines are anticipating? Knight of Wands, they really do feel the passion is about to grow and therefore get an opportunity to deepen. They have so much passion for the masculine. What can we see from a higher level? Progress, inner progress. So there's something about your view on intimacy, passion, even your body feeling aroused by your counterpart. There's something that's going to be progressive here. Some understanding that brings hope. What is the emotion? Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So there's a lot of dry humor going on in these connections. A lot of the more authentic bursting through the mundane. And it's bringing humor. It's bringing laughter, because when we connect new pathways, we laugh. That's the sound of new neural pathways forming that we hadn't seen before. That's why the Buddha is associated with laughter. What can we see energetically? Crystal capacitor, storage, time release, and focus force. This was destined, and it will come through as a new life force into these connections. What can we see for, okay, we're going to do Beyond Lemuria. What can we see for a final card for the collective at this time? Unique gifts. $55. So that is also a card of changes. The number of changes. And we did see the message about purpose coming in and certain things balancing first. So your superpowers, a sense of purpose, the meaning behind your quirks, exploring your interests, shortcomings as unique, undiscovered skills. Interesting, because we did see whatever it was that was imbalanced for the masculines coming to the surface. So there's something about the masculines' expression right now that might be clunky and awkward, but it's giving way to undiscovered skills and awarenesses. So embrace that adversity, because there's something really beautiful cracking open here. Let's see. Divination meaning. What makes you unique? Any quirks that you feel are shortcomings could be the key to your superpowers. Look for the positive sides of your oddities and traits. How would you like to spend more time? Are there things you would like to try or feel a pull to explore? Now is the time to follow these whispers. You never know how transformational they may be. So this is, I'm getting for the masculines, that they're cracking open their throat chakras, their communication in these connections. And with that comes permission to be more fully themselves elsewhere, and also stepped more into their purpose, their gifts, their talents into the world, so that the world can see them on that level for that uniqueness. So feminines, I'm also getting a message that if you felt on the outside from your masculine that your unique gifts and talents are being addressed here, affirmed, that your masculine is inspired by that, and that you living in your truth has inspired the safety needed for them to come out in their truth. Yeah, so many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.